All right. Let's get into our main topic. Yes, it is time for our main topic. And this news actually started popping up a couple days ago as you watched this video about a certain company. And this is a mixed bag of a company of people either love it or hate it. People take advantage of it. I don't quite understand it. We're going to talk about the general idea of this. But let's talk about Wata Games. Wata Games has been around for quite a while, I think. Probably over 5 years.
Less than 10 years.
Definitely. Yeah, and for people that don't know, or you've been hiding under a rock. I'm kidding, you're not hiding under a rock. I mean, no one really talks about this company that much. If you're not in the know of rare games or collecting, you wouldn't know anything about this. If you are a beginning collector, maybe you might know about this. But for people that don't know, and this is your first time hearing about it, they are a company that grade games, and normally retro games. You pay a fee to send a game in. They at the beginning of this, it was sealed games. You would send in a sealed game. They would grade it after you pay a fee. They would give you a number, and then you would. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, Jerron. I think they tell you how much it's worth, and then you put it out there, or they just give you the grade and you decide how much you put out there?
Okay, so I'll give you the on its face answer. They tell you a number, and just like comic books, you then put that out there and say this is a game, and then you set the price for what you think it's worth.
Okay,
I'll get more into that later.
Yeah. And so and of course you have to pay a fee. I didn't get to find out how much they charge for you for them to take a look at it.
Last I checked, let me get my.
You do that while I explain a little bit more, but. You might have seen it. It is in like in a nice like clear case, and then there's a number that's on the corner of it. It's telling you from I think 1 through 100. I'm going to assume. You found the price.
Yeah.
So how much for people? Let's say. So let me tell the. Let's pretend that you are a person that has a rare game or a rare sealed game, and you want to send it in, and they tell you it costs.
It costs $400 to grade it.
It costs $400 to grade it, which they give you a number of that percentage between 1 and 100 to tell you how good this quality game is. Then, basically, the $400 you pay for, you want to get that back and more. So you take that and you charge it higher than that. Hi, this is Jeremy, a.k.a. your in-game boss. And there's some things we need to quite correct here. So, when Jerron mentioned $400 to submit, it was more of a ballpark of how much it could cost if you decide to get all the bells and whistles with it. And what that means is, for example, for this little video right here, or this picture I have here, I got a game that, we looked up on Wata's website. And, I picked Lunar's Silver Star, one of his favorite RPG games of all time. And, you see level type, service level, and add-ons. So on the service level, it can cost you about for how fast you want them to get it done, basically from $50 to $175, depending how fast you want that. And that can vary between 50 days, give or take, to 5 days. So I'm just kind of paraphrasing on that point. And then if you want them to go a little bit deeper, from a deep batch upgrade or a post-grade photo or a genuine all that stuff. I'm not even going to try. I don't want to mess myself up here. But anyways, and light cleaning and whatnot, you're looking at, for this particular one, $245. But depending on other stuff that you want to do with it, it could bring you up to close to $400. And so we just wanted to kind of get that straight. And then also, to the other mistake that I said, is there was like a little grade system from 0 to 100 is actually a 1 through 10. So you might see the container saying like 9.7 or 9.5, depending how they do it. So I apologize for that. So enjoy for the rest of the video, and thank you. And perfect example is Mario 64. A couple of years ago, got sold for a lot of money. I don't want to say $1 million, but it got sold for a lot of money. I don't know who bought it, but someone put the price out like that, right?
Yeah, no, 1.5.
Oh, 1.5. Yeah. Being graded by Wata Games that this is what it is. And so for you, if you have one, you are more welcome to do that and let them tell you, and then you do what you want with that. As up to you. That is their thing. And I don't want to say they're the only people, but they're the most popular people. They're the most well known.
Yeah, there's a reason for that too, which I'll go in later.
Yeah, but the reason why we're bringing this up because there has been this split between two groups: the people that know they take advantage of it, of the people that want the nostalgia of the retro gaming people, and then you get the people that are gamers that are looking at this and not quite understanding what the idea behind it is, and it feels like a scam. So that can be whatever camp you're in. I'm in the camp of there is more than meets the eye for this. I might argue it might feel like a scam to me. I put in the party of the scam.
I'll put it this way: considering the Carl Jobst video from 2021, and then the updates from last year, and considering a large amount of the people who are in the sealed game and the Wata grading hobby, I'm going to say, and I preface this with my opinion, it is a scam.
So you're in the same camp as me. Yeah, it's just a scam.
God scam it. That's what it is. Scam. It. Okay.
So before we go into that, let's talk. Let's talk about. I want to talk about like why is this bringing up and why is the situation, right? So when they take games, they're taking games. They normally take games that are actually like the real games of what they are. Like if you got a Nintendo game, it has to be the actual like game, not a knockoff, not a reproduction or whatever. And so there's different ways to find out if it's an authentic cartridge of a game. And now Iwata has opened that up to not only seal games, they will take open cartridge against games and all that stuff, because we've seen, you can look up pictures and people talk about like they'll take games with a little bit of tear on it and it'll still get a great grade compared to, with the same grade of a game that's been fully sealed, not touched or anything like that. So the grading system is a little weird for that. But here in this situation, this started off with a guy on eBay that decided to sell a copy of Castlevania Rondo of Blood for $4,000. And we find out that this game is not the real copy of it. It is a reproduction game of it. And the reason why this is a big deal is because you have a company that should know what they're doing. They know what a game is, what it looks like, the original, whatever. And yet they let this one slide, gave it a grade without not even knowing the fact of their job. Like, you should know the difference. Now, can we all make mistakes? Yes. For this company, it is tough to let it by because that company makes a lot of money doing this, and your job is to grade. It means you're supposed to be more detailed of your stuff. You're basically a judge. You're a judge detailing this to see if this is good for the show floor, kind of thing. So for this is a hard thing to slide as a mistake, in my opinion. And there's been articles out about it, some articles, but it's not blowing up yet. But we know that Wata did come out with a statement for it, talking about, I'm paraphrasing here. You can go read it for yourself, but they're basically admitting that they made a mistake and, stuff happens. We're not perfect and all this kind of stuff.
Hey, mistakes happen, whatever.
Right. Making it more like, hey, what do you want from me? I'm only human. And it's like, well, human with a lot of money. When I saw that article, I thought it was interesting because, like, out of all the games, it's like Rondo of Blood is the one that got them, huh? Like the Castlevania one. That's interesting. For a PC Engine game. This is a PC Engine game. So it was even more interesting in that game. It wasn't like a Nintendo game. It was a foreign game, kind of like its own foreign game in its own way. Like, no one's talking about PC Engine. No one's talking about TurboGrafx that much. So
some of the rarest and most highly collectible games, but yeah.
Yeah, and especially Rondo of Blood, finding an original copy of that is very tough. A good
original
copy.
Sealed copy.
Yeah, give or take, right? And then you get this person that's selling it for $4,000. That's not the guy's fault. The guy selling on eBay for $4 is not his fault.
He's an opportunist. He knew what he was doing. He knows what he's doing.
True. But it is not his fault for them mistakenly not looking into more details of it. So
no, that's not his fault.
Yeah,
I got a theory on that.
Okay, and so people are saying that now Iwata, who knows how many fake games have they done? Now that is going into question. Now you could say, man, this could have been just one mistake. It's like, sure, from what we see here, but we don't know everything that goes in that company. There could have been stuff we really don't know. Look at the way they're grading their stuff. Like, the grading is so confusing of a sealed copy compare of a tear or the plastic's kind of melted on the corner and they still get some decent grades and some short away. We don't know. It's so confusing. And I haven't done enough like research of looking like have they had an interview to discuss this out loud of how it works. I haven't seen any videos showing that, only word of mouth, and maybe like I guess you could say maybe there's some articles, but who knows what they're saying there? I don't know. But Gerard, based on your opinion, do you let this mistake pass for you, or you're kind of like, no, I can't let that pass for this mistake?
If I was just regular Joe Sixpack with money to burn, and I was looking to grade my games, I wouldn't go with Wata. With all the information the news has come out about Wata in the last 2 years, I would steer clear of them tremendously. They still have that class action lawsuit from middle of last year that they're dealing with. So there's still the whole cloud of market manipulation. And considering, I'll just give the long and short of it. Considering the history of Wata and who founded it and who they're involved with and who they're in bed with, nothing that they do is on the up and up. These are a bunch of, once again, my opinion, these are a bunch of guys with more money and more greed than passion for game collecting, game preservation, whatever you want to put on it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's also why a lot of their peeps or whomever they have arbitrarily grading these games that get sent in, that's why they got caught with their pants down, because a lot of these people probably don't know about they know the Nintendos and the Segas and PlayStations, but you throw in a PC Engine from Japan, not even America TurboGrafx CD, but Japan, a Japanese PC Engine game, they're not going to know to look for little things like a dimple on the front case cover, which, by the way, that's what tipped people off as far as the game being a repro. Mm. They're not going to look at it. So, no. F Wata with a rubber hose.
Okay.